Not on purpose, it was during the game. I think one of her feathers almost whizzed past my head. And someone else almost shot me in the chest.
I mean,
Oh no, it's no
you
problem.
guys were cheering for the opposite team. So
Oh no, it's no problem. I thought it was, you did amazing work.
You know there's a bathroom upstairs. I'm gonna show them where the bathroom is. Okay, follow me.
I'm just surprised how reckless a lot of
okay,
these
maybe we
students
should
are.
stop talking about that right now.
Very.
Damn, that's
But-
so lucky. Oh man.
It's fine, who isn't a little reckless?
Maybe we
Good
should stop.
morning.
Good morning. Actually,
Morning.
Target practice.
may I speak with you?
We love all our teams. We love all
Oh,
our all our
course.
like
True.
team
My
members
favorite
and all
activity
everyone
is
in the other
It's
teams.
great.
target practice.
I was wondering if you would like to
Fellow students in the section.
meet me at the docks here in about, say, 30 minutes. I can bring you the culprit.
That's more than fine with me.
Never happened, no.
Oh, very much so. I'd very much appreciate that.
Of course.
I'll see you there.
Yes, sir.
I will let you know. I will be a ruder man that I've been putting on, as I am very upset about the situation. So, I'll try to stop from being handsy, but if they say a wrong thing, I can't guarantee I won't swing.
I understand your anger and frustration, though I would appreciate it if you did not lay a hand on my students.
I'll keep that in mind.
If you have to carry the team, it is what it is.
Excuse me.
Yes, Vespa.
I would love to have a chat with you when you have time.
Of course. Let me grab something to drink, and we can speak. Something non-alcoholic.
I had full plate armor and my shield and a sword and was sent to the side door.
Probably stayed in the front, you know, with the zombie attention and figure something.
It wasn't my job to make the decision.
Pardon.
Hello, babe.
Shall we?
I'd rather be slightly uncomfortable than cold uncomfortable.
I did eventually. Yeah. I was like, hey, I should go to the front door, and Luca and Jill should go to the side
I'll do
door
my
because
best
they're
to
going to be
find
able
you
to
all
deal
later.
with whatever. And then it was like, no, you're coming with me.
Do you know where the Chancellor's office is?
It is what it is.
Yes, I do.
I'll wait outside of it and find me when you're done.
Thank you.
Is this a private conversation, Vespa?
Yes. Preferably, at least.
Well, the Chancellor's office is occupied, and
None of the purples yet. I can't remember anything, so I go by colors.
why don't you accompany me to the staff lounge then? Less possibility of ease.
Right.
We will go through the medical bay.
Alright. I'll let you know. I'll try to find you a point into your direction.
Thank you.
Of course.
Actually, it looks like they're wrapping up.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Great. You're going to be relaying it to the team.
Okay.
Oh,
Lady Alea?
excuse me.
Professors?
How? One of your team members was just looking for you. They just walked past over there. The one with the hat.
Okay. You got it. I see him.
I'm trying to look into it a little bit, but I'm starting to be a bit more nervous that we won't have much good information compared to certain other squads.
Understand.
If you don't mind waiting just a
Would you
moment.
then have anything else
For the
to
office
offer
to
when it
clear
comes
out, of
to it? Lumen's team perhaps could offer when it comes to educating me about Rosewood.
screaming was from him.
About Rosewood in particular?
Sleeping. Apparently.
Take a seat if you'd like. It may be a moment.
Well acquainted with the Fae.
That's all right.
Listen,
I've so far heard a lot about Kingsley.
Can I get you something to drink?
In the end, I'm not just asking
as long as her
Kingsley,
life
I'm
is not
asking the
endangered,
entirety of
should
Team
be
Lumen.
fine.
So, if it needs be,
Mhm.
you have
Very well.
today still
When it comes to me interviewing Umbra as well as Ventus, and then of course over the next days it would of course be the Lumen's turn.
I'm gonna say that you can decide between each other what other part of the island you wish to show me. But if you do that, I'd wish for you to show me that
together as a team.
not just Kingsley.
Have you been adjusting alright?
I'll bring it up with the
if she doesn't get sleep, you know,
Absolutely.
that could be just as bad.
Well then, I need to
having-
have a conversation with
I
Umbra.
think you know the
Understand
answer to
something
that.
else, Roy?
No, that's everything, sir.
Perhaps not the full extent, though I've not
Maybe
seen any
that's
reports of
something
things
that
going
we
to
don't
awry, so
to work on.
I take it things are going smoother than I would have
Spoken
thought.
But I'll work on that on
Some
my
of
end.
the
Thank you for giving
people
me info.
involved
That's what
and
definitely came
the
last
captain
night
of Umbra,
when I heard the screaming.
and hopefully we have reached an understanding.
Thank you for
I was
And what might that be?
No, we had
not
it under
exactly
control.
sure how to
More
put this.
less we just, you know, the
Leave
state.
me alone.
Would there
Right.
possibly be
I'm
a
going to
chance
ask her
that,
personally, but
could,
thank you for your
guess,
information.
hold
That's
a
all I wanted to follow up on.
Very well.
conversation,
Listen,
I suppose so long as they are
at some
Mm.
point
Of course.
today.
thank you.
mutual understandings.
Having a conversation right now.
That is
Of course.
a viable
Right,
step
well,
to take.
I have to inform my team of the news that we received, and also I believe the visitor wanted to seek me out for some sort of task of sorts. I wanted to seek your advice, sir, if that would be alright, but I didn't want it away from your duties.
Of course, I have minimal duties today. So, if you track me down later in the day, I'm sure I can more than find time for you.
Of course. Thank you, sir. That was all. I'll excuse myself. Of course.
Alright, I need to go see if Ron's dead. Also, there's Leia. Mister.
Good morning. It would seem most have cleared out. Is this a safe environment for you to speak in?
Should I be worried?
That would be the medical alarm. Malik has just left. I trust he can handle things. Unless you are a medic as well.
I do know some first aid, but I'm not a healer.
Then no. I believe we can continue.
Right. When I joined, they made me tell them a bit about me and my magic and all that. How much do you know about it?
I know loosely of your practices and the herbology. What specifically you are capable of with poisons, I am not certain, though I do know that you hold a skill for it.
Well, I don't know if it's much of a skill.
Mhm.
One of the reasons I came to this island was to get better at my magic, of course. And if possible, that might involve obtaining an affinity.
Of course.
I noticed some rabbits when I arrived first on the island, on the pens. I was wondering if from time to time I could have one. Of course I wouldn't waste their meat or anything like that. I myself would use something, a poison that I would be immune to, and I would cook them and eat them. I wouldn't just leave them.
I understand. I take it
I promise I'll be
practicing
gentle.
your magics on plant is not effective for you?
I don't think it is. I'm sorry.
No. They are used for feeding the grounds, but they do age, and when they reach a certain age, they cannot breed anymore. Some are defective and also cannot breed. Rabbits mate quite regularly. I ask that you spare the young ones, and always be sure to keep several females and at least a male alive before you search for a next one.
I understand, and I thank you for allowing me this opportunity. I did used to have some pets when I was young, so I know how to take care of them. I promise I'll do that as well.
Yes, please see that they are taken care of beforehand as well.
Right.
Mm.
There was something else, however. Some of the students mentioned that you can do divination.
That is correct.
How far back can you go?
Truly, it depends on what we have available to us. We cannot just scry blindly into the past or future. We would need items, evidence, and if it is far, then it would need to be a strong source.
I see. Would this be enough? It's the person that used it to cast, and it meant a lot to them, and they spent a lot of time with it.
Perhaps it could have some semblance of a signature left on it. What are you looking for? I'm not sure I know. Right, sorry. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. It's just. I was just wondering. Would it bring you peace of mind?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It's really not a bother. Think about it. We are currently in the midst of an investigation, and that is quite taxing, especially being a diviner.
Of course.
When we get to the bottom of it, when it's all said and done, and you decide that this is something you still want to look into, I would be happy to work with you on it.
Right. Right, thank you.
Of course. Do you need anything else?
Have you spoken? I did not mention the name, but I'm sure by now you have found out who it was.
I have not spoken to him yet. He is on my agenda for the day.
Right. I suppose it depends on what the conversation looks like, but I would appreciate it if I were. I would like to know what happens.
I will keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Of course. Truly, I understand his concerns. Occult magic is not accepted in the rest of the world. And the fact that it is accepted here is...
Expecting you to lead the way, Captain.
Right.
Miss!
This is sort of the point of why we set this up specifically for this purpose.
But it is accepted here, to one extent or another. And he does not need to accept it himself, though I do ask for tolerance. Murders, on the other hand, are a bit more complicated.
For me, I've always seen that as the dangers of a lack of sleep.
Specifically in the war games, if I remember, you have gone through quite
Captain.
an unorthodox defense, if I remember. So I do not forget, you decided to freeze your
You wouldn't happen to know where Aqua holds their meetings, would you?
We figured, well, considering that...
I know, I believe a good half of Aqua is in the medical ward at the moment, actually.
Understood.
I think one of the members had fallen ill, per se. He's definitely been injured, though.
Thank you. I apologize for interrupting.
No problem, man.
Good morning, Folari. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning, Mr. Rosewood.
I'm just gonna grab something to eat and then I'll head back to the dorm. I haven't eaten yet, so.
Okay.
Good morning.
Either you meet me or I'll just wait until we're dismissed.
Okay. Yeah.
Specifically, people that are here right now.
Smack.
That's fine. The mistress herself. I'm sorry for the bad image, miss. I'm assure you that everything is fine.
There's no need to apologize.
It still is courtesy. Anyways, everybody, don't want to keep you up for the rest of the day. Hold you up. Sorry.
Are you gonna stay here or are you going back to the dorm to grab that seal and everything?
I'm gonna wait until I get a notion from either Octavian or the Chancellor before I do anything.
Bringing
I'm
you
sure that they want
breakfast.
to talk
I'll
to
be
me.
back.
That would be lovely to do.
You're our number one priority right now.
Thank you.
Don't worry about holding our
It seems that he's alright. I'm just waiting until...
Why not invite the curious guests outside?
I'm gonna go.
Give them a small explanation.
What happened?
Because we know how hard it is to get switch around here
I'm just
anyway.
waiting for the moment. I'm unsure of that.
Mostly we have a mostly has a downtime day. That's all that I can do what we need to. There's an apex thing on the beach later. It's just not important.
Okay.
Sure.
Anybody who wants to know gets to know. It's not a family secret.
If anyone's interested, Ram's willing to talk about it if you guys want to come in and ask questions. Just be easy on him, okay?
No secret. Just giving them the option, they don't have to.
I was actually looking to steal one of your members, but I see that you are all, going through a hard time.
Okay. Is there a particular signal or time?
Yeah, I don't think we really want to his side right now.
Watch your wings. Come in return.
Sorry.
I got you something liquid.
It's quite alright.
Thank you.
Okay.
Gilligan, I'll be looking for you here in a little while.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll give you the rest later. I could not even hear you.
I don't want
She'll
to
be looking
steal
for you
you
in a
from your
little while.
teammate.
He's not going anywhere right now. This time as any.
No need to dance far on the back.
Are you sure? These are tender moments.
I just don't want to, arc crowd.
He's in good hands.
The time to not crowd was when I was
If that is the
spattering
case.
on the bed. Don't worry, that's fine now.
Let's take a walk.
If you have any questions, I'm open to answer.
Out of respect to you, I will wait until we are out of earshot. But there is someone I would like for you to speak with. They do not know yet who you are or what you have specifically done. But I have arranged a meeting at the docks.
Well, I've made the flares like I told you about. There's a few other things, and then the sword is what I'm currently working on.
Come back.
I'm trying to figure out a way to use laser technology.
Thank you. You can't just steal
Excuse
Zuko's
us.
moves like that, Tao.
I'm sorry. Zuko's moves. I was doing that at the same time that he was. We developed it together with a joint operation.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Guess you can take it from there. Want me to push it over there? Oh. Hello. Sorry, I'm currently teaching the Feroli how to shuttle.
It's quite alright. I will meet you at the docks.
Working as a team? Snowman! Where be you heading now?
The docks.
Oh, I'll be right there then. Oh.
What's happening at the docks?
Well, I do not intend on punishing you for what you've done, as I can understand your reasoning for doing such. However, I do ask that you hold a conversation with the captain, explaining yourself and allowing him to at least meet the culprit face to face of the one who ruined his ship. That is the most I will ask of you in this situation.
Oh, so tell him.
Yes. If you are able to.
Understood.
I anticipate he will have some words with you. Shall we? I'm still getting used to them.
Blue because water.
Yes, quite easy to remember. Though I can't keep it straight in my head. It still impresses me how quickly you all learn. As I told you, Captain, I would appreciate if you did not lay a hand on my student.
I'll keep my hands on my ship.
It is greatly appreciated. And afterwards, if you wouldn't mind staying behind, I do have a few other things to exchange with you.
Not at all.
We can have a conversation aboard your ship or out in the snow. The choice is up to you.
I think on the ship would be a better suit. So, I assume this be the lad that, damaged my ship?
That was me, yes.
So...
Oh boy!
When in your right mind did you think it was a good thing to do that?
Because one of our staff members was murdered by someone who might have gotten off this ship. And I didn't want them to leave.
Well, I'm sorry for the loss of everything. I paid a visit to the grave and everything. However, not wanting that the leave could be something taken up with someone like her or some of the other professors. I was more than willing to cooperate, allow people to search my boat, really. What I do not appreciate is people damaging my boat. My livelihood. It's a part of me.
Gears had a good reason. He really did.
So,
or rather, Gil.
I don't think you understand how badly this has affected me.
The boat can be repaired.
I'm completely aware of that.
I'm sorry that it came to this, and there were obviously other ways I could have gone about it, bringing up concerns. However, the person who did this did not play by rules. They killed someone, set up an elaborate trap to make sure we couldn't figure out who it was, and who, for all I know, would try making off with the ship in the middle of the night.
Well, trust me, I have this thing guarded. They wouldn't be able to even get out with it. They don't have any maps to get out. And, frankly, we check this boat every day, isn't that right?
Yeah. We usually have a few guys.
So I assure you would have been fine anyway.
Touches anything on the boat.
Make sure to always have one crew member on board. However, the time when you snuck by and decided to damage my boat, one was off. So, convenient, right? Still, I understand where you're coming from, and you didn't wish someone to run off with the boat and escape while there's someone still here, but... Again, don't be touching things that don't belong to you, Sonny. Especially damaging lifeline property. You wouldn't like if I stepped into your home and started breaking your things just because I had a suspicion against you, right?
Different circumstances. I haven't murdered any of your crewmates.
It shouldn't come to that. And if any of my crewmates are found to be the ones that caused this, I'll deal with them. They're my crew. As I don't mess with the students here and reprimand them.
How will you deal with them?
That's for me to know, and you not.
Murder's a serious crime, I hear.
Who said anything about murdering? I think you're making assumptions. You know what they say about that?
They call it intuition, actually.
Intuition, yeah. Well, if your intuition is so good... Well, I appreciate the apology. Will you be assisting, everyone else in repairing it? Because I'd like to see you.
Oh.
Sure, why not?
And if I see another scratch, another crack, another dent, anything, I'll make sure there's repercussions.
I'll do everything in my power to make sure the boat is good to go. And to not make another scratch on it.
That's greatly appreciated. Well, thank you for at least owning up to it. We didn't have to go on a wild goose chase to try to figure out who the hell did this. But for future reference, do realize that you could be messing with people's livelihoods, and I might not be a nice man. But I am a guest here, and I mean no harm. If you have any more suspicions about me, we can take it up with the other professors. They're free to search my boat as much as they like. I've been nothing more but a help, and wish to be nothing more but a help later on as well. offering to take students out if they need be, do package trips, deliver supplies, anything, but I can't really do that when my boat's damaged. Luckily, there was this blizzard, so didn't really have to go out anyway, but it would have been bad if I had to.
To be fair, we did offer to help in any way we could with the investigation at that, Captain.
Well, understand, this isn't a slight against you in any way. I wasn't meaning it as an attack at you at all. But several people were on this ship. Several people might have been involved. Not just you. It could have been someone else to take the ship.
I understand, but everyone on my ship was accounted for. Professors and students alike. So, if you have a suspicion, I recommend bringing it up with them. Like I said, you wouldn't want someone breaking into your home and damaging things just because one bad person walked into your room.
That was yesterday. Stupid joke, I apologize.
Well, I appreciate you at least owning up to it. This at least eases my tensions, knowing that you'll be the one also to repair it, along with the other people. It is being paid for out of my pocket. It's not being paid for out of my pocket, so I'm grateful for that. Sorry for getting very worked up over this. It's just, again, my livelihood.
Of course, I understand the frustrations. Though I wouldn't condone Gilligan's actions, I also see his point. I am sorry that it came at the cost of damaging your ship.
I understand as well. All is forgiven. Just hope to see you learn from this. Well, there's no point of keeping you out in the cold any longer. Has it been dealt with?
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the meeting. I'm dearly sorry to what happened to that professor. I took blame for it myself, but I know there may be suspicion of someone wanting to escape with my boat, but it's no right to damage it.
Of course not. At the very least, I would have hoped that we would have been consulted before such actions were taken, as they do reflect all of us and our teachings here. But I hope you understand when I say this, that even when the blizzard passes, because we've not ruled out any suspects, and though this is nothing personal, I would like to ask you to stay a bit longer.
That's more than fine. I understand. Trust me, I'm not very antsy to leave anyway. I don't think anyone else is, really. We just wanted to get, down to the foot of what actually happened.
Yes.
It really hurts when you bring people over, you offer your kindness, and stab you in the back.
Indeed. As always, room and board as well as food would be offered, as well as any compensation that you lose for staying here longer than you have to.
I appreciate it. I wish to do more business with you anyway. I heard that there may be a possibility that some students need to be sent off to go gather another rift beast or something. While we had that issue last time, I wouldn't mind offering my ship.
Yes, we are having discussions about such things, and I imagine we would have to go all the way back to Genvale in order to get it. It is very likely that we would need your services again.
And I do not mind helping. Me and my crew are just glad to help. We appreciate the payment, of course, like anybody else would, but we've grown to enjoy your company and the group itself. Working for Rosewood has been a very interesting place. Even with my boat being damaged, I met some very nice people.
Even with the damaging of a ship, you still speak such kind words.
Well, one person can't speak for a whole thing, correct? If one bad man was on my crew, I would hate for people to think that my whole crew was bad people.
Of course. Well, I do hope that we can...
One bad pumpkin in a patch does not make it a bad patch.
No, I suppose not. I do hope that we can rule each and every one of you out as suspects as soon as possible. Our...
Of course.
investigation is going a bit slower than I'd hope, but answers soon enough.
I understand it's difficult. With everything that's been going on, trying to keep track of all school duties, dealing with newcomers, the blizzard going on, the suspicions of everything. It's a lot of work, and I understand. I know the ease of tension when hearing about someone else spotting the Crimson Lady is not also good.
Yes,
Doesn't help
that is
ease
quite
anything.
alarming. No. No, it does not. But we will keep our diligence, and thank you for speaking with him. I'm sure that was not easy.
Of course. I try to treat all my crew members with respect. I don't lay a hand on them whenever I'm upset or when they do something wrong. But when it comes to people messing with my livelihood and not only my crew's livelihood, it stirs in me.
Of course.
This is not only our home, but our job. Keeps us fed.
It is precious to you. I understand. Should
Very
you
much
need
so.
anything, please come find me.
I will. Same goes for you, and I appreciate your kindness.
Of course. Do get out of the snow soon. I don't want you to freeze over.
I won't. Me and Red will make our way back. Right, I've been teaching the Froli how to make their own crew.
Professor? And what brings you to the docks?
I was checking if anyone stragglers was around here. I do have quite the low number. I do not think I have any to test my theory, though I could ask the same of you.
I was simply bringing the culprit of the one who broke the captain's ship to him.
I see.
Gillikin Crest thought it was wise to damage the rotor so that they could not leave.
That boy is continuing to be rather unorthodox kind.
Do you not take the teleporters?
Where I'm going is right over there, by the beach.
I see. Yes, continues to...
The teleporters.
We might be late, but...
No. I
It's
was
like the
merely
opposite.
with some more people.
Huh? We met it.
It is that way, over at the beach. You will see Philia and Zuku.
Thank you, sir.
I wish you the best with your theories, Professor.
I want a means to apologize, Lady Leia, for my outburst the other day. I was curt with you when you were simply saying something for the first time, though in that time I've heard it quite often like a record player. Well, from others as well, though. And I threw that onto you. Oh. But I wish for your forgiveness, Vesselaya.
Of course. There's no need to apologize. I can understand the frustrations.
Thank you. I'll be on my way then. I have students to attend to.
Very well.
Before you go, I just wanted to ask, was the team captain made aware of this?
I believe that they are made aware.
Wanted to make sure. It's funny, that team, I was giving them advice on how to be better together. Told them about shanties and such. Hope all goes well for them, and I hope that captain can whip him up into shape.
Indeed. The irony.
Roman, person.
I'm back. I am smart. Is everything alright?
Tea has gone cold. It's alright, it was only for looks anyway. You waiting for something, Professor?
Greetings there, Miss Alea.
Oh, hello.
Yes. I believe Mr. Bombadil requested my attendance, but it seems like he's busy talking to someone else.
You're, a professor, are you not? Do you not have permission to enter?
I believe everyone should have their own privacy if they're behind closed doors.
Very well. Then I hope you do not have to wait long.
I really hope not.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
For us, being mobile, navigating by the stars was a good way to make sure they didn't get lost, and you can't really get lost in Drozda if you want to keep your life. So, as things were, it was a survival tool as well as...
Really is a shame. Snowstorm blocks the stars. Good day.
Miss Rosewood, where were the Chancellors?
Actually, I do believe I saw him run that way.
Very well.
Hmm.
Wasn't sure who would be taking care of my healing today.
considering he has yet to talk to me about it. I wouldn't mind, however, but I would need to know what he's done so far.
I can explain.
I was wondering if we could have that talk I talked about yesterday. If you're not busy, that is.
Of course. Should you be unable to find Chancellor Malik, I would seek me out again.
Very well.
Chancellor Malik was just by the dorms. I'm not sure where he is now, though.
Shall we?
Yeah.
We'll go somewhere a bit more private. I would like to preface that I'm not here to judge you.
I am aware.
Pardon me?
I understand that many have feelings and opinions of their own. Some that are more harsh than others. But I only seek to understand. Most importantly, I'd like to hear it from you. It's a very admirable perspective to have when many think of you as a murderer. Hello.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Let's have a seat.
Right.
Would you like anything to drink?
Not for now, no.
Very well. Do get comfortable. I'm unsure how long this conversation will take. I've only heard snippets from various individuals, but I would like to hear your perspective from the source.
May I know what you have been told?
Their words have not been kind. I have heard that you have murdered an individual with occultic magic. That is the bulk of what I've been told, though I am aware that they were an adversary of sorts, not someone from the island.
Well, I'm sure you're aware that there was one of the people that arrived.
Sorry, I was about to tell you about a DM card, but apparently I didn't need it.
On the list. I'm not sure how many of those there were, but I know that I am one of them. See, the letter that I received was not mine. The one that received it, who was a close companion of my sister, has given the letter to me, and they have gone on a journey together. I joined in due to my friend being on the boat, and what happened is some months back, I believe about 5, a group of people came looking for Little Prince, as they were saying. They were demons, if I'm not mistaken, or dragonkin, one of the two. honestly hard to tell. They were all covered up. Some people saw some unknown individuals atop the mountain by the arena, and I went to check. Then my teammate Philia came along with me, and they used that as an opportunity. They unveiled what I believe must be a invisibility spell and captured us with Philia as the hostage to make sure I wouldn't try anything. They were going to kidnap me, and I'm not sure what would have happened then. Luckily, we were able to shake them off, and with the old system, I was able to contact people to my location as I had the ring for the day. The earring, sorry. Now, what happened after is one of them killed themselves by biting on some poison that they had stored on their feet. Another one died getting shot down on the sea by Professor Acteris and Chancellor Malik. And the last died by my hands. At the time, the person was practically defenseless, but Malik practically gave me the okay to kill, and me still unaware about the dangers, I used my occult spell to end the person's life. Luckily, thanks to Octavian's training, I found some relief in knowing that my spell did not deny the person an afterlife, but I still used it, and I'm not proud of it. However, I don't regret killing the person. I don't know what they were gonna do to me. I don't know if they were gonna take Philia with them and do things to her as well.
Do you happen to recall how they got to the island in the first place? How they made it past the barrier?
I believe it was through some small boats, but I'm not really sure how they got past the barrier unnoticed. That seems to be a common issue, though. Happened a few times.
That is quite concerning. And when they took your teammate, Philia, you say? That resulted in a large battle?
Sorry. It wasn't necessarily a large battle, but rather we were trying to get them away. And, well, the one killed themselves and the other two escaped. Then one was shot down by a Professor Acteris, and the other was captured and then killed by me.
And Malik presented an option to you. To kill him.
I'm not sure if I recall the exact words, but it was something along the lines of Zuku, do it. And I believe he probably expected me to shove a blade through their chest or something like that.
I see. What it comes down to...
Then I made a promise. Sorry, go ahead.
No, by all means.
Since then I made a promise to myself and to Philia to not use my occult magic unless it's either a rift beast or it's something that everyone in my team agrees on. Or everyone around me, per se. Say only you and Professor Octeris were to be around me, I would ask, and if one of you were to say no, then I wouldn't. I have, however, been studying it with Professor Octavian to make sure I learn the dangers and what kind of magic I am using.
Unlike most establishments in other continents of Astria, I'm sure you've come to realize that we do not shun occulta users. They are necessary evils to fight for a cause.
Vesper made that quite clear.
Yes, I am aware that he has some discontent with the concept. I can't expect him to be okay with it when most are raised to think of it as something vile. However, I did ask of his tolerance. May I ask how you came to acquiring your occultic magic?
I remember wondering what my resonance was, and through the help of one of the old teacher, Mrs. Bellicosa, I had a ritual where she had found that I am indeed an occult affinity. I'm not sure if it's something I was born with, but I don't recall ever using anything occult related.
That is quite interesting. I do not know the reasons for people developing specific affinities for specific elements. The most puzzling is divine and occult to be born with such properties. It does make me wonder what sort of childhood you may have had. But, alas, that is a conversation.
I wouldn't know that either. My first memory started when I was 8 years old, I believe. And if I'm not mistaken, it was right after the first rifts opened. All I remember is my sister, who, well, she's not my real sister. I don't really know what my real surname is, but she's Shana Uzu.
I see.
And she's the one that raised me.
I take it she knows you're here.
She's the one that decided for me to come.
I see. My understanding is that this entire ordeal has taken place because you were trying to protect not only yourself but your teammate. Is that correct?
Well, that's what it was for me, at least.
And consider this a morbid curiosity, but should you be presented with another opportunity to take such measures a second time, should you be given the option to kill another that way, would you do it?
No. I wouldn't even kill someone myself the normal way if presented with it, because I made a promise that next time something like this happens, I'm not going to be the one that makes the choice. Someone else is going to have to make that choice for me.
We did it. It is done.
The only bypass to that is if we were in some kind of war with other people, in which case I would be forced to kill, but I wouldn't use a cult. course not against people.
The world can be cruel. I think everyone's had a taste of it. While I hope that our only wars will be against the rifts, there are some cases where I am quite worried. Palvendor continues to be a stronger threat, and I am uncertain where that leaves Rosewood. I will be honest with you.
Something else I wanted to talk about. A while back, way before we even had the new uniforms provided, me and another student, we had a little test. We both have this thing that makes our eyes change color. And
What's the DM
while
card that's
we
on the
believe it
beach?
to be resonance,
I believe that's something Kashi was
doing
using. I
this
don't think
test
it's
with Professor
supposed to be there
Mordred,
anymore.
I'm gonna
appears
bury it
there's
then,
some
okay, thanks.
demon in me. And I wanted to go further and continue to explore what that might mean. As far as I know right now, I might have been experiment done by a demon or some demons, but also at the same time, when I believe Raum saw my occultic resonance, he pointed at me and said, "That's lust."
You said you were uncertain of your own origins.
Yes, as I said, my first memory begins when I was 8, something along those lines. It was before I came here. I was 18 when I first arrived. I'm now almost 20.
What do you believe you are?
I'd like to think I'm a human that has had some weird experiment done to them, but I'm not really sure. When even Caleb, my teammate, when he saw my resonance, and then alongside the people calling me Little Prince, he started calling me King of the Demons, just to tease me.
And that bothers you?
But it doesn't necessarily bother me, per se. I know he's mostly just messing around, but I'm sure he also wonders why it looks like that. I'm able to control it if you'd like to see.
By all means. It doesn't look like any normal resonance either.
Your hand passes through the horns.
Do you feel anything? At all? Anything different?
Well, usually the way I'm able to have this shown is while focusing my feelings to cast an occult spell. So I would say my emotions are enhanced in some way.
You want to learn the truth? Is that what you're after?
Yes. I'd like to know what I am.
And what happens if you find out that it is not something that you want?
I'll have to accept it. I have had a weird dream recently. My hands were turning to red claws, sort of like my resonance, but a lot more real. I'm unsure about what that means, but I feel like I have to at least try and find out.
I can help you if you really want to know. Might take some time.
Yeah, I'd like that.
But you should know that you are more than what your genes tell you you are. It takes a lot of strength and courage to even come as far as you have. I hope you know that.
Thank you.
I can begin my research. Poke around what I do know, and as soon as this investigation is over with, and we find out what has happened to the Marquis, I will begin to put my energy into finding out the truth of your origins.
One more question.
Hmm.
And this is just a hypothetical, but I've heard that the possibility, while low, it is there. Is there such thing as a half demon?
You know, once upon a time, I would have told you no, but the world has evolved so much that truly, though I've never seen one, I'm unsure. The demon race is the most elusive in Astria, and quite complex at that. If there are half-demons, they are very well hidden underground. I've never seen one myself.
Or dead?
Yes, or dead.
I've heard about the way Drakshars such as Telkaras are treated.
It's a shame, really. Mortals put so much efforts into their discrimination, it often clouds the judgment.
After we figure out what happened with the Marquise and whatever this Red Lady thing is, I would much appreciate
Of course.
finding out.
In the meantime, I can do research the old-fashioned way, until I can use my magics on it. But yes, anything that I find, I will let you know.
Thank you.
Of course. And though I know it can be difficult, I do ask for your patience in dealing with Vesper. I do hope it is something he can overcome.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, most people seem to agree that he goes a little too far.
Well, in his excuse, it's all he knows. Rosewood is quite different from the world.
Yeah.
But if he's going to stay here, it's best that he learn quickly.
I've told him myself that if a bullet were to be coming his way, I would be more than willing to jump in front of it, and if he wanted to stab me in the back, metaphorically, well, after I do so, then he can go ahead, but it's not gonna stop me from protecting him.
While that is quite admirable, I would surely hope that he would not.
Well, it was metaphorically, but yeah.
Of course. Everyone comes from different places. It is often an obstacle to understand one another, but truly, in my absence, I feel as though you've all grown quite close.
There's definitely a lot of people that I miss.
Yes. There are very few familiar
But
faces.
I've learned to keep it all here.
I suppose it must drive you, then, to keep going.
Yeah.
I do hope that you find time to take care of yourself as well. Every time I hear of you, halfway through this conversation, you're always on about what you can do for others, what you've done for others. Find a hobby. Find a pastime. Those soldiers, you do have time to relax for just a few moments.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the help.
Of course.
And I am glad to have you back.
Yes. It's good to be back.
Well then, I'll await for the answers you can find, and do make sure to ask me if you need any help with anything, maybe gathering some specific material or anything of the sort.
Absolutely. I will consult the books first. There may be a slight chance I need a piece of DNA from you, but I will let you know.
Of course.
I will not keep you any longer then.
Well then. Well then.
Have a great rest of your day.